When I read this article, I had to do a video on it because to me it's quite interesting. Now, this brother named, let me get his name right because he is deceased now, Daniel Yilu. He decided to go into the West Los Angeles Police Department and basically open fire, and he wounded the officer before getting wounded himself, and then he was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Hospital. I'm very familiar with that hospital. That's where my grandmother passed at, and they're saying now that he died. Now this was April 7th, and people are kind of not necessarily in an uproar, but they're kind of questioning, why would this guy just come in there randomly and open fire? And I'm gonna tell you what probably happened. He probably was insulted. He might have been abused, and he came in there and he had enough of that bullshit, and he came in and just opened fire on everybody. And I don't condone what he did. I think that a lot of times when you're black and you have an issue with the Justice Division, especially the LAPD, considering how crooked they are, you have to use your mind. We saw what Christopher Dorner did, and what happened with him. But a lot of brothers out in LA, and I say brothers for a reason because we're targeted on a daily basis. We can't get a break from the LAPD. Every time we look around, you got an officer trying to fill on your nutsack or trying to pull you over for some bullshit reason, or trying to plant drugs on you, etc., etc. I can go all day long about the crooked things that the LAPD does. And they showed a lot of the weapons that this guy had, and the type of weapons he had is like stuff you would use, in the military. He had an AK-47. He had a lot of high-powered weapons. So this brother came for war. He came to take out somebody. And they were saying that a lot of weapons he had were very old-fashioned and they're not easy to get a hold of. Now, I'm not an expert on guns. I do own 2 guns. I just have something that, I can quickly pull out in case I have to defend myself. But, of course, for my home, I don't, carry it on me like that unless I need to. But, I do have to protect myself. But, the type of guns this guy had, you could tell it was more of a vendetta type of thing. He seemed like, he might have been angry about something. He was frustrated about something, and he came in there to open war on somebody's ass, point blank period. And, it's sad the brother died and everything, although, like I said, I don't, condone what he did, but this is just a frustration that a lot of black folks deal with day in and day out with the LAPD. It's consistent corruption. It's consistent wrongdoing. If you try to go to the police department and complain, you get brushed off. I can recall my situation when I had to go up to the LAPD and complain about an issue. I was pulled over. I had an officer call me a nigga about 5 times. I was slammed on a hot-ass hood of a car. My arm was twisted in a way that you don't want your arm to be twisted, and my arm could have been broken. I went down there, tried to file a complaint. I had the officer's name. Actually, I had both of the officers' name. And I was brushed off. I was dismissed. I basically got the vibe from the people I was dealing with. Like, it's just another Negro complaining about the police department. So, this is the type of frustration that black folks deal with when it comes to the police department. It's not just in LA. It's all across America. And it's a serious problem. I did a video, I say maybe about a month or 2 ago, about a guy getting beat down in the city of Carson. It wasn't being disruptive, wasn't trying to fight the police, but instead they just sat there and basically whooped on the man for no reason. When they could have simply arrested him, put him in the back of the car, took him downtown, it would have been a closed case. But instead they sat in the middle of the street and beat this man, tased him. So, when me being a black man living in LA and looking at this story, I can pretty much almost give you a direct answer of what caused this incident. He was upset about something. It probably was some police officer that abused him, didn't respect him, and he came there and he went ape shit on his ass. But I mean, it's crazy, man. It's really a problem, with police departments all across America. And I'm not saying every police officer is, bad or corrupted, but I'm saying that it's a serious problem in America. A lot of these police officers are abusing their authority. They might have been a punk pussy dude in high school, went to the academy, was able to pass the basic training and the testing. They get a uniform and a gun. They ready to shoot anybody in sight, especially black men. But that's all I gotta say about this. Rest in peace to that brother. I hope his family is doing, holding up. I know you're not doing good, but holding up. But this is a serious issue, and it's time for us as black folks to really put our foot down with this, because it's been an issue. We have historical incidents, especially here in LA, with Rodney King and several other cats. You guys that live in LA, you remember when that brother, that mentally challenged brother, was beat down in the city of Inglewood a couple of years ago. And he sued their ass, which I'm glad he won. But it's a serious issue, man, and it's really got to be taken care of. But I'm out. You guys be safe. Peace.